Good morning. I'm Christopher Bayliss from Intergage Fast Growth, and I'm here today with Brennan Jacob. Brennan is the Managing Director of Green Space UK here in Poole in England. Welcome.
Hi. Hello.
The workbook that we're focusing on today is Filter in Your High Probability Customers. Probably of all the 50 workbooks, this is the most controversial, in the sense that some people, when they start doing this workbook, say, wow, this is so different to anything we've ever done before on the sales side. So that was a warning that this can be controversial. The purpose of this workbook is to assist you to create and refine your process for you and your team to filter in high probability customers. As a result, the goal is that within 12 months you significantly increase your profitable sales. Okay, why do I say it's controversial? Well, most of us have been trained in selling to chase and chase and chase and chase customers. Would you agree with that, Brennan?
That's what everyone says you should do.
Whereas this workbook and the thinking behind it says, actually, no. Think of your customers, think of a life as like a filter. You have a filter, this is the potential customers up here, this is the actual customers. Think of life as a filter or a funnel, and that you filter out time-wasting prospective customers. Okay. What's the problem? The problem is that many of us on limited resources waste an awful lot of time and resources on chasing the wrong kinds of customers. This workbook is designed to actually help you create a process that does just the opposite. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So before we get into the workbook, just tell us a short summary of Green Space UK, where it's come from, where it's going.
Green Space is a relatively new company. Our main product is a conservatory roofing replacement, almost a repair if you like, where we take out any polycarbonate or glass panels that they have currently and replace them with an insulated aluminium block. It's a product that people don't know about, and this is the battle we've got, is to identify exactly who are our customers and to get the message out to them. But it's certainly a product that everybody, well, a lot of people need, and it can make a huge difference to their lives. So the growth potential is massive if we can get to the right people. With Green Space, we've got more inquiries. We've got plenty of inquiries, but it's which ones actually are the ones that are going to convert.
That's really exciting. I wish you every success with that. So how are you currently generating most of your leads for Green Space, Brennan?
We've got 4 or 5 main marketing sort of streams. The largest one currently is our website through pay-per-click. We also do a significant amount of cold calling with data with people that have conservatories and are the right age group. And also we do sort of local magazines and a few larger publications who have the right readership.
Okay, but the online from the website, pay-per-click is the big one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. If you turn to page 1, which is called What's the Strategic Problem? And the second paragraph says, so on a scale 1 to 10, where 1 is barely adequate and 10 is outstanding, in the box below, assess your company's current effectiveness in filtering in your high probability customers, i.e. and filtering out the low probability customers. Can you just score in that box for us, Brendan, where you think you currently are, believe you are?
Yeah, I believe we're currently a 7. We do a lot of the hard work now to make the selling easier.
Yeah. So, Brendan, you scored a 7 on your effectiveness of filtering in high probability customers. What's your key strategic conclusion about that in relation to Green Space?
I think because we have a number of inquiries, we need to slim down to a fewer inquiries where we've got a higher probability of selling to. Which is why I've given us a 7, because we do filter out a lot that don't hit our criteria or don't hit our perfect sort of, customer avatar, if you like.
The purpose of this workbook is to increase that score. So after this video interview, I'm going to leave the workbook with you, encourage you to do this yourself and with your team to get you up to a higher score. What would be a great score for you going forward?
Any improvement on 7, so 9.
Okay.
9 or a 10 would be amazing.
Super. Okay, there are 3 hints, tips on making the most of this particular workbook. The first one is this one here. Hint number 1 is on page 3. Use a yes/no filter. We talked before about the filter. There's the coffee filter again. This idea that it's either yes or no, and that keeps the dregs in or lets the good stuff through. In it, I'll give you an example. If I'm phoning somebody or talking to somebody, I'll read what it says here, an example. Hello, I'm Christopher Bayliss of Fast Growth Services, Intergage Fast Growth. We assist managing directors to overcome the pains of business growth. Is substantially growing your business a priority for you? I don't say yes or no, but if they say no, we're a lifestyle business, then that's it, I move on. Make sense?
Absolutely.
So I'm encouraging everyone to think about a proposition where they will elicit a yes/no answer and move on if it's no. Okay, make sense? This one here on page 4 is disqualify your time-wasting prospective customers. Disqualify them, or better still, let them disqualify themselves. Okay? And it's 9 key questions, fairly obvious ones sometimes, but sometimes some interesting ones. The first one is determine their need. Why do you need this product or service? If there's no need, move on. Disqualify them or let them disqualify themselves. Determine the want, determine their financial status, etc. 9 really good ways to let them disqualify themselves. Now, I find this really strange because I was trained to ask the kind of questions when I was taught to sell that would do just the opposite. But actually, this is right. You don't want to waste a lot of time. Move on. Not in an uncivil way, but just move on. So the second hint is disqualify your time-wasting prospective customers. How do you feel about that, Brendan?
I think I'm very comfortable with that.
Okay.
It feels wrong in the fact that you're telling people no, but at the same time, you know, there's only so many people we can go out and see, and we want to get the maximum we can from that opportunity. So,
okay. Yeah. And then the third tip is really moving on to filtering in high probability customers. It's on page 5, is identify your high probability customers' buying criteria. You know about the demographics of the people who buy green space, etc. With your team, before you even start using this workbook for real, think about what are the likely criteria, buying criteria that they will have. Okay, identify some of those criteria with your team, and if your prospective customers don't meet that, disqualify them. Really important. So right at the beginning of this video I said this is controversial but incredibly powerful. It's based on some work done some years ago, a very famous book called The New Strategic Selling. I recommend it to you. It's by Miller and Hyman. And it's really a great way of developing your sales system, which is what you've got here in Green Space. So just to sum up, if you really want to move forward, think about making this part of your sales strategy. Think about having a filter to rapidly screen out low probability customers who will never buy or can never afford to buy. Secondly, disqualify, even if they get through the yes/no filter, disqualify those that are really going to be time wasting, because we all waste a lot of time. And thirdly, think about their criteria that will actually really make the difference to give you the ideal high probability customers you want. Make sense?
Absolutely.
If you did this in your company, and I know you will, I'll leave the workbook with you, what do you think your score would be for green space?
I would think it would come out at 8, comfortably. 8
Great.
or a 9.
So my final thing, most workbooks finish, well, they all finish on this last page, decide your next action. So to refine your process, to filter in high probability, what are your next actions? And then most importantly, you've got a team. How many people have you got in green space now?
Green space, smaller team of around 7.
7. So engage them in this process.
Absolutely.
Brendan, thank you very much for your time. May I wish you every success with the growth of green space, and good luck.
Thank you.